So everyone has heard that they should be eating more vegetables, but what if you don't like vegetables? No one is going to gag down food that they don't like 2 to 3 times a day. The truth is, most Americans aren't eating enough vegetables. Estimates vary, but approximately only 10% of Americans eat enough fruits and vegetables every day. The chances are, if you're watching this video, you are not part of that 10%. But no worries, I'm going to share 10 ways to actually train your taste buds to enjoy this necessary food group. For those of you new to my channel, I'm Jennifer. I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist, and I help you handle the 2 hardest parts of being a vegetarian: making sure your diet is healthy and eating peacefully at family mealtimes. Let my education and my personal experiences make your multivore life easier. In this video, I will explain how many vegetables you should be consuming per day, the importance and health benefits of vegetables, and why people often do not like vegetables. Then I will detail 10 tactics to get you started on reprogramming your taste buds today. How many vegetables should we be getting in each day? There's several ways to think about this. About 30 to 40% of everything you eat in a day should be vegetables. Maybe a less abstract way to say that is to get 4 to 5 servings of vegetables every day. However, a lot of people find this number very intimidating. It doesn't have to be though, so if we break it down, a serving of vegetables is about a half cup cooked or 1 cup raw. So 4 to 5 servings may look something like this. So let's say we have a snack of half cup raw vegetables, or maybe raw carrots with hummus, half cup of vegetable soup before lunch, and then for lunch we have a sandwich that's got tempeh, lettuce, tomato, maybe some mashed avocado instead of mayonnaise. We have a cup of salad before dinner, and then we have half a cup of roasted broccoli with our dinner. So that's 5 servings, and maybe it didn't sound quite so scary as when we're picturing these giant salads that some people think is a whole serving. Should we worry about eating vegetables? There are lots of health benefits to eating enough vegetables, and we'll only touch the very tip of the iceberg today. First off, they help fill us up. This helps manage our set point weight, which could in turn decrease our risk for certain conditions such as diabetes, heart disease, and some cancers. Second, the fiber in vegetables, as well as fruits and whole grains, help to reduce our LDL, or our bad cholesterol, and keeps our GI system regular. Fiber also feeds the probiotics in your gut, which can in turn play an immense role in your mood and your mental health. Finally, they contain a lot of phytochemicals, which are tiny compounds that act as antioxidants, decrease cholesterol levels and blood pressure, help fight cancer, reduce inflammation, prevent DNA damage, and aid in repair, and even more than that. To learn more about phytochemicals, check the description box below for a link to a previous blog post I've created focused on this topic. Also, leave a comment down below if you want to be interested in an entire separate video dedicated to phytochemicals and the importance of adding variety to your diet. So why don't people like vegetables? If they're so good for us, why don't we naturally love them? Well, many vegetables have a bitter flavor, mostly due to those phytochemicals we mentioned before. Bitter flavors can be challenging to get used to, making many people swear them off after 1 or 2 bites. Because bitter flavors sometimes indicate an inedible plant, our inclination is to avoid them until we know for sure. Additionally, some people are averse to the texture of vegetables. They don't like the crunch of the raw vegetables and had boiled mushy vegetables growing up. This is an aversion that is somewhat easy to overcome by learning how to cook vegetables properly. Also, many people never got used to eating vegetables. Their parents didn't eat a lot, so they weren't exposed to them. And then we tend to eat how we did growing up, so our diet may reflect that of our parents. So how do we start to eat vegetables when we don't like them? Method 1, eat more fruit. Increasing your fruit intake first gets you used to eating more plants. In general, people are more accepting of the sweet flavor of a fruit than the bitter taste of some vegetables. So to eat more vegetables, begin by first practicing getting in enough fruit every day. So something like 2 to 3 servings is recommended. Once you are consistently eating enough fruit every day, gradually add in vegetables, making a goal of 1 serving per day, then increasing it as you get used to it. Alternatively, if you are still anti-veggie after your fruit goals are met, you could further increase your fruit servings and try again later. Method 2, make a list of vegetables you're willing to eat. So cucumbers, carrots, peas, sweet potatoes, tomatoes, and lettuce, those are generally well liked. Once you have your personal list, start to incorporate those vegetables more frequently. So many of my clients start to have vegetables as a salad before dinner. You could also maybe make a snack with veggies such as carrots and hummus, cucumbers dipped in Greek yogurt, something like that, and just incorporate the ones that you like like first rather than trying to branch out and try new things. Method 3 is to utilize dips, sauces, and toppings to complement your vegetables. These accompaniments can help cover or reduce the flavor of the vegetable. So with this, you're thinking ranch with raw carrots, cheese sauce on steamed broccoli or cauliflower. This works really well with young kids. They love to dip everything in ketchup, right? Of course, we want to get to the point where you like the vegetables all on their own, but this is an excellent place to start. So method 4 is to hide your veggies. You can stick them inside something that you already like. So you could do things like make a fruit smoothie and throw in some raw spinach. You could grate some zucchini or carrots into spaghetti sauce and they just disappear. You could do something like rice and cauliflower, mix it in with your mashed potatoes, or puree butternut squash into a mac and cheese, the cheese sauce. It makes it really good. Basically, hiding your veggies will get used to handling them in the kitchen without having that taste as the first experience with those vegetables. Method 5, vary your cooking method. So if all you remember from childhood is soggy, flavorless Brussels sprouts, try them prepared differently. Different cooking methods change both the flavor and the texture of the vegetable that you're trying to eat. So for example, as much as I love to eat broccoli steamed or roasted, I cannot stand it when it's raw. If I had only tried it raw once and then refused to ever try it again, I never would have learned how much I love to eat broccoli when it's cooked the right way, for me anyways. So roasting, boiling, steaming, stir frying, sauteing, and raw, they all have different textures and flavors when you have whatever vegetable it is that you're looking at. So be willing to try them in different ways. For what it's worth, most people seem to like vegetables when they are roasted. So what you're going to do is set your temperature really high, like 425 to 450, somewhere around there. Use a little bit of olive oil, whatever seasonings you decide to try, and put them on a little flat pan, spread them out so they're not all crowded, and then leave them alone. Leave them in there until you get a little char. Maybe they're almost burnt. You're going to get this nice little caramelization on them that people really seem to appreciate a lot more than just like a raw or boiled vegetable. Method 6, be willing to try them again. When learning to increase your vegetable intake and variety, it may take 7 to 10 tries at a minimum before you learn to like them. Your taste buds really are attuned to what they usually eat, so they need to be trained to try new foods or to like new foods as they enter your diet. So consider the 3-bite rule. Every time you try a new food, take 3 regular sized bites without that face that says, I know I'm going to hate this food when I try it. So after 3 bites, go ahead and stop. If it's not terrible, keep going. Method 7, aim for a mindset shift. So if you go in thinking you'll hate it, you will. So think about what the vegetable can do for your health, or think about how well you seasoned it, or how much you trust the recipe writer or the cook on other foods that they've made for you. Take your first bite thinking you will like it rather than knowing that you'll hate it. It's the whole idea of a self-fulfilling prophecy. Also check your facial expressions. A grimace on your face will make your experience worse no matter what positive mindset you're trying to attain. Method 8, grant yourself leniency. You're not going to go from hating vegetables to eating 4 to 5 servings per day overnight, and you should not expect yourself to. Gradually add vegetables in variety and volume, and this will be more effective at inducing long-term change anyways. Additionally, know that you won't learn to like every vegetable. I am done trying raw broccoli in the same way my son is done trying mushrooms. So if after 7 to 10 separate encounters with a vegetable prepped in a particular way you still hate it, that's okay. Set that one aside for a bit and move on with other vegetables or that same vegetable with a different cooking method. You can always come back to it later. Method 9, learn to cook. For real. You do not have to be a contestant on Chopped. You just need to learn the basics. So learn when food is done, not overcooked or undercooked. Experiment with the flavors you like and which ones go well together. Time and time again, I've heard that going vegetarian has made someone a better cook, and for good reason. If you're only willing to eat vegetarian and you don't like vegetables, what option is left but to learn how to cook them? Method 10, consider the season. In all honesty, the only tomatoes I eat in the winter are canned or jarred. That's because in the winter, fresh tomatoes suck. They're bland, they're mushy, they're just not worth eating. But in the summer, I'll eat those things all day. So every fall, I lament not taking advantage of summer tomatoes. It doesn't matter if I ate them every day. So learn what's in season and you'll have the best vegetables every day. Consider hitting up your local farmer's market. They'll tell you what's up. Alright, if you're still with me, go ahead and leave a like to let me know you're enjoying these tips. Again, also be sure to check out the blog post for this topic as well as the one I've created on the importance of phytochemicals over at dietitianjen.com.